On a recent trip to Hawaii, Curtis met up with one of America's leading plastic surgeons. Peter Galpin operates from his wheelchair, but it's great to see that's been no barrier to him achieving his dreams.
So let's take a look here. That looks really good. Are you ticklish down here too? No?
No.
You're not ticklish now. I would just treat it like any other little toe. She can do anything she wants. She can go rock climbing, you know, go to the beach, go surfing, chase after the dog.
This is the moment Peter Galpin looks forward to. A young patient nearly skipping out of his surgery.
All right, I'll see you in a few weeks, okay?
Thank you.
Cool. I guess what drew me to surgery is the fact that it really is a hands-on thing. It's a three-dimensional skill, and I like working with my hands. And basically that's what I really enjoy.
Peter's a plastic surgeon.
Hey, you!
How's it?
Of the reconstructive kind.
You all ready for this?
He's not the type we're familiar with from American celebrity TV shows.
Plastic surgery is more than what we see on Beverly Hills 90210. You know, it deals with, you know, horrible injuries to children and, you know, and congenital defects and hand surgery and all of these other aspects of plastic surgery that I found really fascinating. I forget, how did you crush this?
The scooter accident.
Huh?
The scooter accident.
Oh, the scooter accident, that's right.
Yeah.
Hand surgery in particular allows me to do a lot of things that other plastic surgeons don't do. In other words, I work with broken bones a lot more than other plastic surgeons.
Much of Peter's early experience was dealing with soldiers injured during combat.
Okay.
He was a classic MASH medic and served in Vietnam. He ran the final medical evacuation of the country in 1975.
I'm actually a fourth-generation physician, so I kind of grew up around medicine, but it really was my experience in Vietnam. It was really being a combat medic that drew me into it as a profession. Yep, just lay down right up here. Yeah, head down this way.
His own injury happened in a car accident just after he returned to the States. The innocent surgeon was hit by a drunk driver.
Hey.
Peter sustained multiple broken bones and a spinal cord injury.
I actually got out of the military with the goal of becoming a trauma surgeon and then going back into Special Forces and being a Special Forces surgeon. And then my injury prevented me from doing that.
He took a year off to volunteer abroad in Laos and Afghanistan.
We were training combat medics for the Mujahideen during the Soviet invasion there. And in Laos, we were training paramedical personnel, actually among tribes people as paramedical personnel. And it really is a thrill.
How hard was it to become a surgeon in a wheelchair?
In some ways, I can point to ways that I thought it was easier for me. As you know, I had a special wheelchair that I designed to allow me to stand up in the operating room. And of course, I was kind of strapped into that wheelchair. And there were times, you know, late at night that I was really tired, and I could actually close my eyes, and you know, because I'd just be assisting. I'd be like the way down on the totem pole, and I'd just be assisting, as we call holding hooks, you know, holding the retraction for the surgeon. And I could actually close my eyes and get a little bit of sleep and not have to worry about falling over. You know, all the other residents, if they fell asleep, they fell over.
Last year, Peter's expertise was recognized by the US Secretary of Health. He was awarded the highest honour for human services.
Do patients relate to you better because you're in a wheelchair?
It's funny, I always expect there to be more surprise, I guess, in my new patients than there really is. Now it's a little bit different. I've been here on Maui for 15 years, and you know, I'm kind of a fixture in the community, so people kind of, when they come through the door now, know before they come in here that I'm in a wheelchair. Maybe in 20 years of doing this, I've had a half dozen patients ever kind of go, "Oh my God, you're in a wheelchair." You ready? Okay.
A totally down-to-earth sort of bloke, Peter says his greatest accomplishments are his kids.
Oh! I keep missing those.
Because you're taking your eye off it, man.
Mikiko and Akira. He's coach of their baseball and soccer teams and a scoutmaster. Home for Peter, wife Nina and the twins is high in the hills of Maui. The couple married after meeting at medical school in Miami. After unsuccessful attempts at starting a family, the couple were chosen for an experimental fertility project.
It was an amazing thing, and we were able to be part of it, and they have been very successful, I know, since us as well. So we consider ourselves really lucky. And a boy and a girl.
You know, I hate to use the terms like miracle and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but don't talk to me. You know, for us to have kids is really something unbelievable. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, we were kind of young and in love at the time, and it was something, our friends who were doctors that were running the program, it was all kind of like family. I mean, my marriage and my children are truly the reason, it's the reason that I can, at 55, still get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go into the emergency room and, you know, work all night.
Nina, you've decided to step away from your medical career. Why is that?
That's correct. Actually, it kind of follows up on what Peter was saying about family. When we moved out here, we moved by ourselves and we had no family. The kids were just almost turning 1. And at that point, you know, we realized that with Peter working in the medical field and doing what he does, if I didn't stay home, you know, we would be in a situation where someone else would be raising our kids.
Nina now teaches part-time, but family comes first. For Peter, his past connection with Vietnam is also a big part of his future plans.
My best friend from Vietnam and I are now looking at developing a clinic up in the Central Highlands in Vietnam to help train Montagnard doctors and nurses and stuff like that. My friend John just went back last year to kind of close some doors on some issues he was having, and that was sort of the spark for it all, because we were sort of talking about it afterwards, about how could we, I don't know if all veterans do, but there are a lot of us veterans that of that campaign that feel like we abandoned those people, and so a lot of us are looking for ways to go back and show them that we didn't abandon them, that we were just kind of gone for a while. Could we had a pact in Vietnam that if either one of us got paralyzed or either one of us got burned badly, the other guy was going to put him out of his misery, you know, because we just thought that being in a wheelchair was going to be the end of the world. You know, and here it happened to me, and I find out it really isn't the end of the world. It's kind of opening a new door to a different life.
Slide your images. Yeah, the real man.
Yeah.
Good timing.